Ronda Rousey makes a shocking return to brutal training. The former UFC superstar has dropped a massive bombshell aimed directly at rising fighter Dakota Ditcheva. With confidence and intensity, Rousey sent a chilling message: "I will eat your career and your record."
Come on. No. That ain't a thing. Come on, man.
Is this the beginning of a new rivalry? And could the MMA legend really be preparing for another dominant run? The fight world is watching closely as tensions rise between the veteran icon and the undefeated prospect. Ronda Jean Rousey, born February 1st, 1987 in Riverside, California. The woman who didn't just break barriers in combat sports, she demolished them. She became the first American woman to win an Olympic medal in judo, taking bronze at the 2008 Beijing Olympics. She went on to become the inaugural UFC Women's Bantamweight champion, successfully defending that title 6 times. 6 title defenses, not 1, not 2, 6.
Big throw down. Can she do it? Tip toss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Fun.
She submitted to Kat Zingano in 14 seconds. She knocked out Alexis Davis in 16 seconds. She was so dominant, so terrifying, that Dana White, a man who swore for years he would never put women in the octagon, changed his entire philosophy because of this woman. Then came WWE, 3 women's world championships, the first women's WrestleMania main event, a career that spanned 2 of the biggest combat sports organizations on the planet, and then retirement, or so we thought.
Now you let me have it.
Okay. I'm gonna die on this sword right here.
Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Bicep slicer. That lubed me up for the kill.
Because on February 17th, 2026, it was officially announced Ronda Rousey is returning to MMA under Most Valuable Promotions, facing Gina Carano on May 16th at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California. But here's the thing, that fight against Carano, according to our sources inside her training camp, that's not the real target. We're talking 5 a.m. starts, double sessions, sparring with partners who are actively competing at the highest levels right now. Her judo foundations, already world-class, combined with a striking game that her coaches say has evolved dramatically since her last MMA outing in 2016. Now, if you've been sleeping on Dakota Ditcheva, let me wake you up right now. Born July 25th, 1998, in Sale, Greater Manchester, England. Daughter of a Bulgarian father and a mother who was herself a multiple-time world kickboxing champion. Combat sports didn't just run in this family's blood, it was the family business. At just 17 years old, Ditcheva was already a world champion in Muay Thai. She represented Great Britain at the 2016 IFMA World Championships and brought home gold. Then she transitioned to MMA, and she has been absolutely unstoppable. "15 fights, 15 wins, 12 by knockout. Currently ranked number 1 in the PFL Women's Flyweight division. ESPN's Non-UFC Female Fighter of the Year for 2024. MMA Junkie's Female Fighter of the Year for 2024. And in November 2024 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, she became the 2024 PFL Women's Flyweight Champion, stopping Taila Santos, a former UFC title challenger, with body punches in the second round. She became the youngest champion in PFL history, the first British female MMA world champion, at just 26 years old.
The planet right now, fantastic strikers, veterans, future legends of the game here.
For sure.
Santos
is in big trouble. She's in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
This is not someone who crumbles under pressure. This is not someone who has never been tested. This is the woman Ronda Rousey just called out. And Dangerous Dakota? She had something to say back.
Very difficult to put away.
Oh!
The power strikes.
Wow! Dakota Ditcheva with the third round finish.
Let's break this down from a purely analytical standpoint. What would this fight actually look like? Look, on paper, this is a fascinating matchup for several reasons. Rousey's foundation is world-class judo. She is arguably the greatest armbar practitioner in the history of combat sports. Her ability to close distance, execute hip throws, and transition immediately to ground submissions is something no one has truly solved when she's been at her peak. But Ditcheva's weapons are different from anyone Rousey has ever faced. Her Muay Thai is elite. She's been training in striking disciplines since childhood. Her body attack is absolutely devastating. 12 of her 15 wins have come by knockout, and a significant number of those are body shot finishes. She has power, she has speed, and she has youth. The key question is, can Rousey get the fight to the ground against someone with Ditcheva's footwork and timing? And if she can't, can she survive a striking exchange long enough to close the gap? And stylistically, does Ditcheva have an answer for elite-level grappling? That's the question. Her jiu-jitsu has been good enough for the level she's competed at. But Rousey's judo? That's a different animal entirely. The speed at which she can secure an armbar once the fight hits the mat, it's genuinely elite, even today. This fight would be a true clash of styles. And those are always the most dangerous and most entertaining matchups in combat sports. Elite grappling versus elite striking power. Old guard versus new wave. Legacy versus the future. I think we all want to see it. The internet, predictably, has completely lost its mind over this story. MMA fans on social media have been divided, but passionately so. Team Rousey says the GOAT of women's MMA never truly left, and returning at this level shows a courage that most athletes simply don't possess. Her legacy alone commands respect. Team Ditcheva says 15-0 speaks for itself. Youth, timing, and a finishing rate that puts almost everyone in the sport to shame. Rousey's time was a decade ago. The sport has evolved past her. And then there's a third camp, the fans who simply don't care who wins. They just want to see it happen. One major MMA poll that went viral overnight asked simply, who wins, Rousey or Ditcheva?
House, but last time out, we saw the grappling skills as well. Will we see more of that tomorrow night?
Yeah, if that's where she wants to go, I'll take it to the floor. I mean, I can fight anywhere, so I'm happy to do whatever.
Seen too much on her, to be honest. She only got like one fight on there, I think, and there's like a few training videos and stuff. But obviously, I think she trains in Thailand, so she's high-level jiu-jitsu. So I'm just expecting like an all-round good game, to be honest. But then again, I don't feel like she's got anything that can that's going to trouble me. You know, like I don't feel like she's a better fighter than me. So I'm expecting to go in there and do what I always do.
100%. PFL Flyweight champion Dakota Ditcheva just dropped a bombshell message that's sending shockwaves through combat sports. Dakota Ditcheva is about to prove you dead wrong. The first British female MMA world champion is not holding back, and her message is crystal clear. You can do it. But there's so much more to this story that's going to blow your mind.
Yeah, I could see she couldn't see out of it like the last 30 seconds, so I'm surprised they didn't stop it straight away because that's what I was pointing at. There was no way the doctor was letting her out with that eye.
Dakota Ditcheva is the current PFL Flyweight champion, and she's making history in more ways than one. Get this. She's undefeated in her professional MMA career. She's the first British female MMA world champion ever. She's the youngest champion in PFL history, and she just banked a $1 million championship prize.
Against the fence with body shots.
Combination again, punching her way out of these clinches.
Inaba not able to match speed on the outside.
Crashing in again.
Oh, beautiful knee.
Oh, the clinch is really working for Ditcheva. She gets the turn, another knee finds its way to the face of Sumiko Inaba, and an elbow from Dakota.
Inaba can't take a lot of those knees.
But here's what makes her story even more incredible. She comes from combat sports royalty. Her mother, Lisa Howarth, was a former world champion kickboxer, so fighting greatness literally runs in her blood. In November 2024, Dakota captured the PFL Flyweight title with a TKO victory over Taila Santos, a former UFC title challenger. This wasn't just any win. This was a statement to the entire women's flyweight division. Since signing with the PFL in 2022, she's been on an absolute tear, finishing opponents left and right, and now she's using that platform for something even bigger.
Suggestion the game is easy.
Beautiful. Look at this
Beautiful
Muay Thai, yeah. Oh, tried to drag down. Oh, nice right hand. Drives it straight through. Stop. Beautiful from Dakota.
Now here's where things get really interesting. In an exclusive interview with Low Kick MMA, Dakota dropped this absolute bombshell message to women everywhere, and it's already trending on Twitter. She said, and I quote, "Just that they can do anything. They can try anything. You know, I'm that girl that was really quiet in school and wasn't really very confident."
I did just have a great chat with Dom. I did actually. Feeling a little bit more hopeful now. I think people were getting a little bit stressed that they weren't going to have me fight this year, but guys, I'm coming back. Don't worry.
Wait, the Undefeated world champion was quiet and not confident? That's what makes this message so powerful. She continued, "I know the importance of having that someone to look up to, and someone to just watch and see. I feel like a lot of inspiration comes from doing."
I don't like to speak about myself is the main thing. I feel like people just constantly, it's my face everywhere, and I'm not the type of person that's like just wants attention on me, you know. I just kind of want people to see my skills in the cage.
But here's the real kicker. She's not just talking. She said you can talk to people, you can tell them do this, do that. You know, you should have the confidence to do this. But unless you're actually doing it yourself, and they're watching you, I feel like that's what makes the biggest impact.
I think my killer instinct, they all need to be ready. Doesn't matter who these girls are, how long they've been in the sport, what titles they've already got. I'll be ready to fight when they step in the cage with me, so they need to be ready.
This is what separates Dakota from everyone else. She's not just saying you can do it. She's showing them by being in the cage, breaking records, and making history. Her plan, quote, "If I'm in the gym all the time working hard, it's going to inspire other people to do that. If I'm out there experiencing new things and trying new things, it's going to motivate them to do the same thing."
If PFL aren't looking, then I'll probably say I hate it. But it comes with the job, you know. This is how I'm gonna, you know, build my brand and become a superstar, I suppose, along with the fighting as well, which is most important. But yeah, I've kind of just gotta go with the flow.
Social media is exploding right now with female fighters and aspiring athletes sharing this message with the hashtag You Can Do It, and it's creating a movement. But Dakota isn't sugarcoating anything. She's being brutally honest about the challenges women face in combat sports. She admits, "It is hard being a woman in sports, isn't it? But I feel like we're slowly building up. There's so much that has changed over the last few years."
Yeah, they're looking out of her element here. She's hurt to the body. That's it. The end of the fight. A good shot and a right hand. Oh,
And here's where it gets emotional. She talks about her mother's experience. Dakota says that when her mom was competing, there were gyms that would literally not allow women to train there. Can you imagine? But look at the contrast. Now, those same gyms are welcoming female fighters with open arms. That's the kind of change we're seeing. Dakota believes the key is simple. "I think the more females are involved and inspiring, the more it's going to push. Changes will come when we keep showing up, when we keep inspiring and getting more involved, and inspiring the younger generation to keep going."
Ditcheva asked her to stand back up. Falls in the boxes. 4 body shots. This one gets her.
These are brutal.
Oh, nasty combination.
Really
and the body work, and that'll do it.
Dakota says, and I love this. When would we have ever seen that? It's massive. Those are the kinds of changes I'm talking about. This isn't just about MMA. This is about all of women's combat sports rising together. Now here's what I find absolutely fascinating. Even as a world champion, Dakota is still inspired by other athletes. And not just MMA fighters. She lists her inspirations: Claressa Shields, Savannah Marshall, Katie Taylor from boxing, and even Simone Biles, the gymnast. She says, I get inspired by athletes in general, and it doesn't have to be in my sport. I watch all sports, and everyone motivates me. But here's the profound part that really hit me. She said, I feel like people often underestimate how much inspiration athletes can provide. Even as a professional athlete, I'm still inspired by others. So imagine how much they're inspiring the younger generation as well.
Shot and a right hand.
Another one. Big one.
Dakota Ditcheva, right hand and a hammer fake. Another knockout for Dakota Ditcheva.
Think about that for a second. $1 million champion, undefeated world champion, history maker, and she's still learning from others. That's the mindset that creates legends. Her final message: that's why we just need to keep showing up, doing our thing, and slowly more and more people will get involved.
The planet right now, fantastic strikers, veterans, future legends of the game here.
For sure. Santos is in big trouble. She's in big trouble.
Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
Dakota Dicheva isn't just fighting in a cage. She's fighting for the future of every young woman who dreams of becoming a champion. And here's where this story gets even better. The impact on social media has been massive. Female fighters from around the world are sharing Dakota's message on Twitter with their own stories. The "Do You Can Do It" hashtag is trending, with thousands of women sharing how they're breaking barriers in male-dominated fields. Amateur fighters are posting training videos with captions like, "She said we can do it, so I'm doing it." Gym owners are reporting increases in female signups after Dakota's interview went viral. Young girls are tagging their mothers saying, "Mom, I want to be like Dakota." This isn't just viral content. This is a cultural shift happening in real time. So what's next for Dakota Ditcheva? She's made it clear she's defending that title. She's continuing to break records. And most importantly, she's continuing to be that example for the next generation. The PFL has already indicated they're planning more women's championship events. And with Dakota as their flag bearer, the sky's the limit. So here's the bottom line, fight fans. Dakota Ditcheva just proved that you don't need to be the loudest voice in the room to make the biggest impact. You need to be the person who shows up, does the work, and leads by example. Her message is simple but powerful. You can do it. And she's the living proof. From a quiet kid in school to the first British female MMA world champion. From lacking confidence to banking million-dollar bonuses. From watching her mother fight to inspiring the next generation herself. That is what a champion looks like. That is what leadership looks like. And that is what's changing women's MMA forever. Drop your thoughts below, and let's keep this conversation going. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another update on the world of MMA. Share this video with anyone who needs to hear Dakota's message, because inspiration spreads when we spread it. British MMA sensation Dakota Ditcheva has broken her silence on the injury that forced her to withdraw from her highly anticipated bout against Denise Kielholtz at PFL Road to Dubai. That's right, folks, the undefeated champion, the woman who made history as the first British female MMA world champion, is ready to make her return to the octagon. And she's not holding back. Let's rewind for a moment. Just weeks ago, the MMA world was shocked when news broke that Dakota Ditcheva would be pulling out of her scheduled fight at PFL Road to Dubai due to an injury. The 26-year-old champion, who boasts a perfect 15-0 record, was set to face the formidable Denise Kielholtz in what promised to be an explosive flyweight showdown. For those who don't know, Ditcheva isn't just any fighter. She's the reigning PFL Women's Flyweight Champion, the 2024 PFL Tournament winner who took home $1 million prize, and she did it all while remaining undefeated. Her devastating body shots have become her signature, finishing opponents with surgical precision.
Dakota Ditcheva
is going to be unbelievable. And there it is.
The withdrawal was a major disappointment for fans worldwide who were eager to see dangerous Dakota continue her dominant run. But the question on everyone's mind was, how serious is the injury? When would she return? And would this setback affect her momentum? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we finally have answers. In a powerful statement posted to both her YouTube channel and Instagram, Dakota Ditcheva has officially broken her silence, and the message is clear. She's coming back, and she's coming back stronger. In the video, which has already racked up thousands of views and comments from her loyal fanbase, Ditcheva addressed her injury head-on with the confidence and determination that has defined her career. Speaking directly to her fans, Dakota revealed that while the injury was disappointing, it's not going to keep her down. She emphasized that injuries are part of the fight game, and this is just another obstacle she's prepared to overcome. The British-Bulgarian fighter made it crystal clear, the injury is no problem, and the time for her comeback is approaching fast.
Very difficult to put away.
Oh!
What a power! Nice!
Wow! Do it! Dakota Ditcheva with the third round finish!
What a finish. Beautiful work. Hard shot to the body. She's still hurt. Still can't breathe.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Ditcheva didn't just announce her recovery. She issued a bold challenge to the entire flyweight division. In a statement that has sent shockwaves through the MMA community, Dakota Ditcheva declared that she's ready to fight any fighter in the world. That's right, any fighter. This isn't just talk from a newcomer trying to make a name. This is coming from a woman who has finished 12 of her 15 victories by knockout, who became the youngest champion in PFL history, and who was the first person ever to finish former UFC title challenger Taila Santos.
The planet right now. Fantastic strikers, veterans. Future legends of the game here.
For sure. Santos is in big trouble. She's in big trouble.
Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
Let's put this into perspective. Ditcheva's resume speaks for itself. Perfect 15-0 professional record, 2024 PFL Women's Flyweight Champion, 2023 PFL Europe Women's Flyweight Champion, winner of the $1 million PFL Tournament, multiple Fighter of the Year awards from various MMA publications, former Muay Thai World Champion with a gold medal from the 2016 IFMA World Championships. And now, fresh off her recovery, she's calling out the entire division. Whether you're in the PFL, UFC, Bellator, or any other promotion around the globe, Dakota is putting everyone on notice. So what does this mean for the women's flyweight division? Well, it means things are about to get very interesting very quickly. Dakota's confidence isn't unfounded. Since making her professional MMA debut in April 2021, she has been absolutely unstoppable. Her striking honed through years of elite-level Muay Thai competition combined with her improving ground game makes her a nightmare matchup for anyone at 125 pounds.
The damage so far in this fight, it's been one-way traffic.
Oh, nasty knee lift the middle from Dakota. And a flurry. Down to the body. Here's the elbow. Back elbow. And now a left hand. And she's showing off, man.
Her signature body shots have become the stuff of legend. Just ask Taila Santos, Jaina Bishop, Chelsea Hackett, or Lisa Malden, all finished by Ditcheva's devastating strikes to the midsection. The question now becomes, who will step up to face her? Will it be a rematch with Denise Kielholtz once Dakota is fully cleared? Could we see her face top UFC flyweights, or will another PFL contender emerge to challenge the champion?
Club and a right hand. Oh, big one. Dakota Ditcheva, right hand and a hammer fist. Another knockout for Dakota Ditcheva.
One thing is certain, the women's flyweight division just got a whole lot more exciting. With Dakota Ditcheva declaring herself ready for anyone, fight fans around the world are in for some incredible matchups in 2026. The MMA community has erupted since Dakota's announcement. Social media is buzzing with reactions from fans, fighters, and analysts alike.
Inside of 2 minutes now in round number 1. Co-main event, Dakota Ditcheva and Chelsea Hackett. Ditcheva makes the playoffs for the win of any kind. Oh, nasty combination. And the body work, and that'll do it. Dakota Ditcheva with a quick 6. And clinches the #1 seed.
Supporters have flooded her Instagram and YouTube comments with messages of encouragement, praising her resilience and warrior mentality. Many are calling her the future of women's MMA, and with her perfect record and devastating finishing ability, it's hard to argue against that. Fellow fighters have also taken notice. While we haven't seen any direct callouts yet, you can bet that contenders in the flyweight division are watching closely. Dakota's combination of youth, she's only 26 years old, skill and marketability makes her one of the hottest properties in women's MMA right now.
Oh, and Bannon coming out with that nice side kick. Taekwondo style. Oh, spinning heel kick as well. Oh, now look at the cat. I called a number of her fights at the IMAFs. Oh.
The Manchester City fan, who famously celebrates her victories by mimicking Manchester City players' goal celebrations, has shown once again why she's not just a fighter but a true champion with the heart to match her skills. So there you have it, fight fans. Dakota Dangerous Ditcheva is back, she's fired up, and she's ready to take on all comers. The injury that forced her withdrawal from PFL Road to Dubai is behind her, and she's looking forward, not backward. This is what separates champions from contenders. It's not just about the wins and the knockouts, it's about how you respond to adversity. Dakota could have stayed quiet, taken her time, and eased back into competition. Instead, she's come out swinging, making it clear that she's ready for the biggest challenges the sport has to offer.
I'm not really sure how to engage with the eye talk on Tom Aspinall, but I think he's a fantastic fighter.
What do you mean by engage with the eye talk?
You know, I feel like getting poked in the eye sucks, but I'm just gonna stay in the middle ground. I think Tom's a fantastic fighter. Cyril is great also, and I think a lot of them are also great. When I see Tom Aspinall, you know, Tom Aspinall reminds me of a guy from Turkey that I wrestled in the Olympics. He was a 2016 Olympic champ. His name is Taha Akgul. He was 6'4", same size as Tom, same build, same everything. And I went out there and I beat him 8-0, and I was in his face for that 6 minutes, and I let him know that I was here. And I feel like with a guy like Tom, I think I look at him as like a guy like Taha Akgul. You know, he's on top. He's the leader. You know, he's still fresh. But I think there's another hungry guy that's going to come. And hopefully it's me that's going to come and go out there and do what I need to do.
He could be champion literally today. I think if he went in and fought Tom Aspinall or Cyril Gane or, you know, whoever was a champion, I don't think there's a chance anyone has against him. I mean, obviously you always have a chance in MMA, but I think he could be champion tomorrow. I'd pick him to beat the champion today, keeping it real.
Yeah, I mean, he's a monster, and so yeah. Like,
I wouldn't put my money against it if they fought tomorrow.
Olympic gold medalist Gable Steveson just dropped a massive bombshell about UFC heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall, claiming he could beat him easily if he joined the UFC. But here's where it gets crazy. UFC legend Matt Brown is actually backing him up, while Brendan Schaub is sounding the alarm bells about Stevenson's controversial mentor choice. And Tom Aspinall? Well, he's got something to say about all of this on Twitter.
Who are your first 3 fights that you'd like to see?
Personally, who would I like to go against?
Yeah.
When John finally hangs it up, the next best guy in line is Tom Aspinall. Someone got to take that off his shoulder. You always want to go against the Tom Aspinalls. You always want to go against the Gane. You want to go against the Volkovs. You want to go against Sergeys. And you want to put on your best performance. But honestly, it don't matter. And there's never been a time where I ran from somebody else, and now is not going to be the time. And when that day comes where I got to stand in an octagon and look at another dude in the eye and fight to the death, don't fight to it.
That's super fire.
At just 25 years old, Steveson is already a living legend in the wrestling world. He became the youngest American ever to capture Olympic gold in wrestling at the 2020 Games. On top of that, he's a 2-time NCAA champion out of the University of Minnesota and a 5-time All-American. This isn't just some athlete with potential, this is a generational talent. His MMA record currently stands at 2-0 with 2 devastating knockouts that took a combined 2 minutes. In his most recent fight under Anthony Pettis FC, he knocked out his opponent in just 24 seconds. And in his dirty boxing debut, 15 seconds. 15.
This action. Gable Steveson dropping major bombs. Huge shots. Braden Peterson hanging on. But for how long?
Gable in the mouth. Raining punches. Vicious.
Pounding and pounding vicious shots.
Peterson needs to try to defend himself or they're going to stop this fight.
The legacy of Gable Steveson in MMA begins.
During his recent appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience, and by the way, Rogan is absolutely in love with this kid's potential, Steveson laid out his perfect UFC debut plan. But it wasn't just about when he wanted to fight, it was about who he thinks he can beat. Steveson revealed his dream scenario: rack up 1 or 2 more regional wins in the first half of 2026, sign with the UFC, and then make his octagon debut at the historic UFC White House event on June 14th in Washington, D.C. That alone would be massive.
Gable mixing it up, single leg snag, pulls him down.
There is the power. Dropping major bombs. Huge shots. Braden Peterson hanging on, but for how long?
Gable in the mouth, raining punches. Vicious.
Pounding and pounding vicious shots.
Peterson needs to try to defend himself, or they're going to stop this fight.
The legacy of Gable Steveson in MMA begins tonight.
Holy smokes.
Now, for those who don't know, Tom Aspinall is no joke. He's widely considered one of the most dangerous heavyweights on the planet. He's got knockout power, submission skills, and he moves like a middleweight despite being 250+ pounds. For a guy with only 2 MMA fights to his name to call out the champion, that's either supreme confidence or absolute insanity. Here's where this story goes from interesting to absolutely wild. UFC legend Matt Brown, a guy who's been in there with the absolute best, a guy who knows what it takes to compete at the highest level, came out on the Fighter vs. the Writer podcast and made a statement that has the entire MMA world doing a double take. Brown didn't just say Steveson has potential. He didn't just say he could be good someday. No, Matt Brown said, and I quote, "He could be champion literally today. I'd pick him to beat the champion today, keeping it real." Brown went even further, saying, "If he went in and fought Tom Aspinall or Cyril Gane or whoever is the champion, I don't think there's a chance anyone has against him. I wouldn't put my money against it if they fought tomorrow."
He could be champion literally today. I think if he went in and fought Tom Aspinall or Cyril Gane or, whoever was a champion, I don't think there's a chance anyone has against him. I mean, obviously you always have a chance in MMA, but I think he could be champion tomorrow. I'd pick him to beat the champion today, keeping it real.
Yeah, I mean he's a monster, and so yeah,
I wouldn't put my money against it if they fought tomorrow.
His reasoning? Steveson's athletic ability is just that rare, especially in the heavyweight division. Brown pointed out that you'd need someone at Daniel Cormier's level, a former 2-division champion and Olympic-level wrestler himself, to even have a chance against Steveson. Now, before anyone jumps down my throat, let me be clear. Schaub absolutely acknowledges that Jon Jones is the greatest fighter of all time when it comes to what happens inside the octagon. There's no debate there. Jones is untouchable as far as fighting ability goes.
But as I'm listening to the interview, he keeps going, yeah, Jon Jones is my mentor. And Rogan's going, what a great mentor to have, man. There couldn't be any better. What a go, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, is it?
But Schaub made a brilliant analogy that really puts this in perspective. He compared it to O.J. Simpson. Yeah, that O.J. Simpson. Schaub pointed out that O.J. was an incredible running back, rushed for 2,000 yards and won the Heisman Trophy. If you're a running back and O.J. gives you football advice, you listen. Schaub's concern is this: Gable Steveson is 25 years old. He's about to enter a world of massive fame, enormous pressure, and unlimited temptation. Does he really want someone with Jones's track record guiding him through that minefield?
Rogan had Gable Steveson on, right?
Oh, okay.
Who I'm a fan of. I think he's the next American superstar. He has some baggage. You look into that. A lot of people will allude to that and say, oh, look at this. He did this. Listen, he's found innocent in a court of law. What do you want me to do?
Matt Brown actually echoed some of these concerns on his own podcast, saying probably the most important thing that Gable needs is life coaching. How's he going to deal with fame? Let's dig deeper into this Jon Jones mentorship situation, because it's not all black and white. And look, there's value in that. Jones knows what it's like to be at the absolute pinnacle of the sport. He knows the pressure, the expectations, the mental games. If anyone can prepare Steveson for what's coming, it's someone who's been there.
Gable has everything that it takes. One of my teammates got injured sparring with me, and Gable's like, I'll go in. I'm like, Gable, you might want to